It's the Immigration Answer Show with Jim Hacking, Saturday, the 12th of February. It's our last show from On Location. Tomorrow we will be heading back to St. Louis. Our vacation is sadly coming to an end. I forgot to broadcast this out or to schedule this ahead of time, so it might be a short show due to my failures to plan this properly. We'll see if people hop on, if people have questions. I can take questions in the comments. I can take questions in the waiting room. Let me go ahead and put out the link for the waiting room. If you are watching, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Say hello. Let me know what you got planned for this Saturday morning. Here's the link. As always, remember everything that you say on here can be used against you in a court of law. This is a live video that's being streamed on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, which means that everybody, including your federal government, your friends at USCIS, can see this. This might be a good opportunity for people who've been trying to get on the show to get in the waiting room. I forgot to schedule this ahead of time. We'll be off the air tomorrow. No show tomorrow. We will be traveling back to St. Louis, and it's a long trip. TJ's watching in South Dakota. Speak the Truth says hi. Yeah, TJ, that was nice having Amani on the show yesterday. We were here on vacation celebrating her birthday. Since I have a little bit of time and people are waiting to join, let me go ahead and show you where we've been. We've been in Hawaii, and we've been on Oahu, and here's the view. If you can see it. So we've had a really great time being here in Hawaii. We went to Pearl Harbor yesterday. If you saw on TikTok, we were at Pearl Harbor yesterday. We drove all around the island. We went down to Waikiki, which was fun. And we've also, on Amani's birthday, we went snorkeling with the turtles. And then tonight we're going to go see some whales before we leave. Elnor's in Alexandria, and Bronwyn says beautiful. It is beautiful. Elangwe's in Cameroon. Cameroon in the house. Welcome. Got a question. Can I seek asylum if I'm outside of the USA? The answer to that question is no. I mean, I suppose if you made your way into a U.S. embassy, you could try to make a claim for asylum there, but that really only works in the movies. Generally, if you want to be in the United States, you have to be in the United States in order to apply for asylum. Let me go ahead and give everyone the link again. Mr. Banda in the house, watching from Chicago. George is here. Good to see everybody. Stefan's watching from South Carolina. And looks like we got some people in the waiting room. Let's talk to Yanubov. Oh, look at that. The New York Jets in the house.
Jets. Yeah, go Jets. I do.
That's what I'm talking about.
That.
Love it. How you doing?
Yes. Good. How are you doing, Mr. Hacking?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. Yeah, I must say, I've been a big fan of your show. And by the way, you can hear me good, right?
You sound great.
Yeah. Okay. So, I came on to really just thank you. I don't really have a question. I just have a minor question at the end, but I wanted to thank you. So I got my green card approved a year and a half ago, and I just wanted to give you a backstory. So I came to the U.S. with my mom. She was on the H visa, and I'm being from India. I aged out, and because of the age out, there was a longer process that she had applied for, and I maintained my status with being on this F1 visa and all of that. So towards the end Well, in 2013, my mom had applied for me, and as a U.S. citizen, the I-130 was pending for about 6 years. And I think what happened was we forgot to include the birth certificate or my mom's naturalization certificate. And in October of 2019, we got annoyed, basically saying that you failed to submit any of the documents. I think we couldn't find the birth certificate because with the Indian birth certificate, sometimes like there's no name, and I think that was an issue. So I contacted your office in. I got annoyed in October 2019, and in November, I think after like a week, I contacted your office, and I tried to hire you guys, but because the short time with Deloitte, I had to get moving. And I think I spoke to somebody named Katie in your office, and she said that you weren't available for like a week or something. So, so I ended up hiring another attorney who did a very good job. But I wanted to really thank you because at my towards my end, like the last 6 months before I applied for the 485. Um, I had overstayed because my OPT expired, and I used the 245I clause, and so my interview was like right in the beginning after the COVID. After COVID, the USCIS offices started opening.
Yep.
So basically, I went to the interview, and the whole thing you say about uh, the attorneys, on the phone, it does not work. And definitely was my experience because, I hired my attorney before COVID. And once that COVID happened, the attorney said he couldn't really attend because he's immunocompromised. And I understood it. He did a good job, but it was out of town situation. And so at the interview, the first thing, because the problem was that a lot of officers don't know the 245I.
Right.
And so I would like to have an attorney.
Just real quick, so people that don't know, 245I is if someone has filed for an immigrant petition for you way back like in the 90s, there's a way that you can rely on that to sort of satisfy if you're out of status. It can sort of cure some problems that you might have with your immigration history.
Yeah. So the first thing, basically, the attorney at the interview um, was like, he gave me a thing that I could give it to the officer, so it explains that he could be on the phone. So I got to the interview. First of all, that I tried to follow the notice really like verbatim, and the notice said, the interview notice said that only if your petitioner is through marriage, they should accompany you. But if there's any other petitioner that's not through marriage, only you should, as a beneficiary, only you should come. And I tried to follow that, and I went upstairs to the office, and the officer wanted to see where the petitioner was, and I tried to explain. My mom was downstairs, and I had to like go get her. So that was like the first thing. But then really, when we started the interview, she didn't even know that the attorney could be on the phone. And then she says, well, I have to check with my supervisor. She checked with the supervisor. The supervisor said, yes, the attorney can be on the phone. And then she comes back and she just starts the interview without calling my attorney. Like, I think what happened was the officer maybe wasn't really up to the 245I thing, and maybe, didn't really want to, have an attorney there. But, I really wanted to thank you because your videos really helped me during the time I was alone. I picked up a lot of things from your videos where, you said that, keep it to the point. And I also picked up a thing from your videos where you said that if the office looks messy, usually that may be like a little bit of a messy interview, and that was my experience. And also, your video about the errata sheet really helped me too.
Oh,
so, good. And wanted to like really thank you. And I really had prepared myself. I typed up the whole thing, even my own folder. I had I had a thing where I put my name, I put the the date, which field office it was, just like as a cover letter, like a cover thing for my folder. And then when
Love
we
it.
were taking, yeah, and when we were taking, I was being sworn, the officer looked at the folder, and I think she saw that I was prepared. So I think it set a different tone, So,
Yeah.
so I think,
Sometimes you're more prepared than they are.
mhm.
And
Yes. So,
certainly it's your job as the immigrant to know your file better than they do. That's a great thing to even the playing field when you're in that
mhm.
unequal balance of power situation. If you know your file better than anybody, that's what we always tell our lawyers. If you're going into an interview, you've got to know that file better than anyone else in the room. So if you're going without a lawyer, or if they won't call your lawyer on the phone, which doesn't surprise me, that I'm sure you sent them exactly that message.
Yeah. Well, she checked with her supervisor, and she comes back and says, "Yeah, your attorney can be on the phone." But then she just starts off the interview just not calling the attorney. That was just strange. So,
Well, thanks for coming on.
but
I really appreciate it, bud, and I'm glad everything worked out for you.
thank you so much, Mr. Jim. Thank you. I really
Have a
appreciate
great
it.
day. Yep, stay in
Thank you.
touch. Go
Okay,
Jets.
thank you.
See ya. All right. Let's talk to John. Hi, John, or Gabriel. Hi, Gabriel.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Hey, so I have a quick question. So I have a real estate company and I want to go into business with one of my previous colleagues. However, he is originally Chinese and he has escaped into Canada and he has a working visa there. And I want to help him as much as possible to immigrate to the United States. What's the fastest way I could help him do that?
So this is like for a startup.
Correct. We want to go into business together, and he's coming here. He wants to come here to America for a better life, and he wants to
Sure.
become my real estate investment partner.
So there's really only 4 ways to come to the United States. One is to marry a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
One is to claim asylum. But if he's obtained residence in Canada, he's not going to be able to get asylum in the United States. One is the diversity visa, but China's not eligible for the diversity visa. And the fourth is the employment situation. Now, it's tricky with startups, especially if the owner is the person trying to get the benefit. So I think you're actually going to have a really hard time because our stupid laws aren't set up to do what you want to do. It's very, very hard for founders to come to the United States and stay. I mean, he can come for a while on a B1, B2 every 6 months and come for 6 months, but that's not going to last long. There's really not much there's really no way to help or to have happen what you want to have happen. People from China, I think, are not eligible for the E2 investor visa. So I think for the most part, this isn't going to work.
I've spoken to a few other lawyers. I think they call it like an investment visa, but we have to hire 10 people for a minimum of 2 years. Is there any kind of loophole we can use?
No, and you need to come up with like over $500,000 to start the company. So again, I don't think that's going to work either.
He actually does have that kind of money.
Oh, well then what you need to find is an EB-5 investor immigration lawyer. That program's on hold right now, but you need to find. There's someone. I'll put his name in the comments. This is who I send all my people to. His name's Vaughn DeKirby. I'm going to put an EB-5 lawyer. He handles those cases. That's a specialty within immigration that we don't handle at our office. And like I said, the program's on hold right now.
I see. Okay.
Sorry, it could be more help.
No, that's okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye, Gabriel. See you, buddy. All right, now let's try John. Hi, John.
Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Great. What can I help
Hi.
you with?
I have a couple of questions for you. I originally gained my green card in the DB lottery, and I've been in the US I think I can apply for my N400 in January. I got my green card on the 4th of April, 2018. And so I think I'm eligible then to apply for it. However, when I moved from Montana to California, I was about 6 months late in my AR11. So I'm wondering whether or not I should just wait another year and let that 1 year drop off, because I didn't apply for it. And I know that an AR11, you have to do it within, I think, 10 days of actually moving. So I started working in California, and I'm wondering if that is going to be an issue when I apply for my N400, or whether or not I should just wait another year so that drops off the 5 year wait time, if you know what I mean.
I've been an immigration lawyer since 2007. I've handled hundreds of cases. I've talked to plenty of immigration lawyers. In my entire life, I've never heard of anyone getting in trouble for filing the AR11 more than 10 days late. It's something that they understand doesn't work. As long as your address is current now, and as long as your address is current when you file, there is that 90-day rule that you have to live somewhere 90 days before you apply for citizenship, but there's no way to wait a year. Nobody's going to care or notice or ask you about your AR11.
Okay. Also, I at one stage I applied for an I-131. I did receive it, but however, I didn't use it because unfortunately my sister passed away during the time I was going to go back to Australia to look after her, but she passed away, so I kind of didn't need to use it. I guess it's just put it away and present it during naturalization. Is that right?
Well, I'm sorry about your sister, but yeah, I would just bring it to your interview. They'll take it from you if it's expired. They'll take it, and then you're fine. That's not going to be a problem either. I think you're fine.
The one last question I'm going to ask you could affect it, but I am not sure. When I first got my green card, I actually did leave the US for 8 months. So is that going to stop? I didn't come back to the US until November 2019, so it was less than a year, but over 6 months. So I'm wondering, is that going to affect it too? Because I probably have spent nearly almost 30 months in the US.
So there's a saying, John, in the newspaper business where they say you buried the lead, which is you buried the most important story. This is the most important issue for you. So walk me through So you got your diversity visa at the embassy, and then you came to the United States, and then they sent you a green card, right?
Yeah, I got the green card. That's right. And then I had to go back to Australia. I think it was, let me see. I came back I left the US. I think it was in the January, and I didn't come back until the November of that year. So it was about 8 months I was out of the US.
How long after you received your green card did you leave the United States?
I left about 3 months after that because I had to take care of business back home and.
Right. So you're in Australia. You're in Australia. You get approved for the diversity visa. You come to the United States.
I come to the US. I validate it.
You hang out 3 months. You receive your green card, and then you leave the United States for 8 months.
Yes.
And when did you come back from that trip?
November 29th of the same year, 2019. Yeah.
Yeah, so you should wait for 4 years and 1 day from that date, just to be careful so you don't lose your filing fee. You should be okay, but you don't want to have to get in a big fight about proving. They're going to say you abandoned your residency when you left for those 8 months. So to be extra careful, I would apply 4 years and 1 day after you returned from that 8-month trip. So it sounds like November of 2023.
Okay, no problem. All right. Okay, thank you so much, and I appreciate everything you say on the show, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy living in California. Thank you.
Where in California are you, John?
I'm in Sonora, if you've heard of it.
Is that up by San Francisco?
It's about 100 miles east of San Francisco, in the Sierra foothills.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye, John. John had a lot of good questions. I saw one that I wanted to cover in the text. Where is it? Yeah. Madago had a question. If I withdraw my I-130 and 45 due to an error, do I need to wait for approval before I refile? Or should I just go ahead and refile? So I don't know why you would withdraw a case due to an error. I'd want to know a little bit more. I'd want to know what the error is. I want to know if it's like a fatal problem. I want to know why we can't just keep this case alive and try to fix it. So error is a really big, broad term. I would need to know more about that. So Madagwa, either come into the comments, or come into the waiting room so we can talk about it. All right. Let's talk to Yuri. Hi, Yuri.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Good, good. So I have two questions. So I came to the United States in 2014, early 2014, from Honduras. Applied for an asylum case. Got denied by the office in Chicago. Next year, I've been on a work permit forever, but never get like a continuance to the case or anything. So I just keep getting court dates, which I haven't had one in like 4 or 5 years. I got married to my wife in 2019, March of 2019. So about to be 3 years now. We've applied for adjustment of status, or we're gonna. I've already got my asylum case closed, by the way. They closed it last year. The administration, we applied for the case to be closed. So I no longer have any problem.
The court case was terminated.
Correct. The asylum, yes.
The I-130, has the I-130 been approved?
Yes. So we've got an I-130 approved. Right now, we're basically preparing to send all the paperwork to the attorney for the I-601A.
Okay.
So the question is, my wife is also going to apply for her mother at the same time as me. Is that something that affects our case, basically? I mean, is that something that could affect us?
Only the affidavit of support, only to the extent that she's going to need a co-sponsor if she doesn't make enough money. But as far as will mom's case mess up the timing of your case? No, your case
It
has a
wouldn't
lot
affect either of us. Okay.
No, it won't. No, her applying for someone who needs a waiver and her applying for her mother, you're not going to hurt your mother-in-law's case, and she's not going to hurt your case, other than the affidavit of support. So if your wife's getting a co-sponsor anyway, it doesn't really matter as long as they make enough money, or if your wife makes a good living and can add both and include both of you on each other's affidavits of support as a number, as a counted person, you're fine.
Could I be included on the income as well? I mean, my wife, how much would she need to make for two people, basically?
So I would say, to be safe, 3 years of earning around $40,000 a year
for the two people. Okay.
Yeah.
If she doesn't meet that, which she doesn't, could I be included because I do?
No, you can't.
I
You
can't.
could be. Well, let's see. That's an interesting question. No, you don't have status, so you couldn't be a co-sponsor. No, it'll have to be someone other than you and other than her. I mean, she'll have to be the main sponsor, but then you'll need a co-sponsor who's not you.
I mean, me and my wife, of course, we live together. We have for a couple of years. We share all of our expenses, bank accounts, everything.
Yeah, but they don't care. They don't care if the immigrant's a millionaire or
Right.
a flat broke. It doesn't matter how much you make.
The whole point is I can't be included on the as a financial sponsor, basically.
That's right.
Okay.
And let me just say this. Let me say this. Technically, you can, but it never works. So don't do it. Don't waste your time with it. The rules say that you can, but it just makes things very, very complicated. And your case is already complicated, so you want to make it streamlined. Just go find a co-sponsor.
Is it preferably it to be a family member?
It can be anybody who's a U.S. citizen or a green card holder who makes enough money.
Okay. So it could be my employer, which she would.
Yeah, okay. That'd be a great person. Yeah, for sure.
Now, I guess I would say the most important question, I figured it wouldn't really affect since it's her mom and me. We're immediate relatives. But am I still basically allowed to renew a work permit? Because I have a work permit now, but it expires in May. Am I allowed to renew it?
Well,
because I no longer have an asylum case. I know.
Right. And so now you're in the United States. You don't have a green card application on file. You haven't filed your 601A, right?
Correct. The case was closed last March, which means I think I have a year, so up until this March to file for
Well,
license.
what are you waiting for? Why are you waiting? Why isn't this should have been done a long time ago?
We are almost done with everything. It was both my fault and the attorney's fault. It took me a minute to find out get an attorney that I think is a good attorney. So we're gonna
Hurry
file it before March.
Yeah, so in the short is I don't think you can get a work card. I don't think there's a path for you right now to get a work card because you don't have a green card application on file and you don't have an asylum case on file. So
unless I have applied for the I-601A, then I can possibly reapply for the work permit, right?
I don't think so. I think you're on your own until you get the 601A approved and then go consular process. I don't think you can get a work card because you're going to have to consular process.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the response.
All right, Yuri, good luck, buddy. Yep, see ya. So, I mean, that's a great reason why you always want to move as quickly as possible. You don't want to let dust settle on your case, especially with a ticking work card that's expiring, right? So, Yuri should be okay later, but we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. Hi, Faye.
Hi, Mr. Jim Hacking. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Actually, she's my wife.
Hi.
She's a U.S. citizen. We are in India currently. So actually, I'm a chemical engineer and I work in the oil and gas industry. So we just wanted to know about the technology alert list, and because we have already we've got our NOA 1 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months
August
ago.
of 2021.
Yeah, and as I got to know that this chemical engineering falls in technology alert list, we just wanted to know how can we avoid it in future, like what all actions can we do to avoid getting 221G, like when it comes to technology alert list.
So you're worried that so your I-130 hasn't been approved?
No, it hasn't been. It's still, there's no update on it.
So your I-130 is pending with USCIS. So you still have to go through the National Visa Center. You still have to go to the embassy, but you're worried about whether or not your occupation is one that's going to flag them for 221G.
Yeah, at the interview.
I mean, you're worrying about things that might not ever happen. And if they do happen, you're a year and a half away. There's nothing you can do. It's your occupation. So I would just stop worrying about this.
And the thing is that I'm planning to quit my job. So I just wanted to, get all the documents from my employer. So if I could.
Why are you quitting your job?
I just wanted to venture into some other field. So I wanted to quit my job. Yeah.
It's not because you're worried about 221G.
Not exactly, but I've spoken to a lawyer. She gave me a suggestion of changing your field, like if you can.
Okay, so I've never had a spouse case have the visa refused because of the person's occupation. I've had it happen with non-immigrant visas, but never with an immigrant visa. I think you're worrying about something way, way, way too much.
Oh, okay. Because I've also researched a bit about it, and I've never found something like that. But like I just want, because my lack of knowledge about TAL, like I don't know, like is it applicable? There's no rule which says it's not, but that's what like.
I think you're worrying about stuff that you don't need to worry about.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jimaki.
All right, good luck, friends. All right, American Dream has a comment on my soda. American Dream is right. Diet Pepsi is not good for me. I agree. And hopefully one day I will go back to drinking more water. That's what I need to do. And hopefully with all you encouraging me, I will drink more water. How about that? All right, let's talk to Kwaku. Hi, Kwaku.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, Jim?
Buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, good to see you, Jim.
Jim, I think we spoke the last time. I'm Kwaku. In the military,
Yep.
and I'm in the process of transitioning out. I did what's the name of it? A K1 for my wife. What's the name? In fiancé in Ghana, and I put in the application in October of 2020.
Yep.
I got the notice of action 1, but up till now I haven't got the notice of action 2. And
so your I-130 with or I-129F with USCIS has been pending since October of 2020.
yes, Jim.
So, I mean, that's sort of ridiculous. So we're at 18 months, right?
Something like that. Yeah, if it's like
Yeah.
money.
So the fun thing is right now with the service centers, if we sue them on a case that's just stuck at USCIS for 18 months, they're just going to approve it. I mean, they're going to decide it. I'm sure they'll approve it, but I can't guarantee they're going to approve it. But they'll give you a decision in about 2 months. So you should sue them.
So Jim, like I was asking, like, so the best route right now is for us to sue them.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to deal with the embassy and everything, but the lawsuit will get it out of USCIS. There's no reason why it should be sitting at USCIS for 18 months. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Where do you live?
I live in Kansas.
Yeah. So we can file it in Kansas. I'm licensed there. That's easy.
Okay. So that means I have to contact your office or something, right, Jim?
Yeah. Do you need the contact info? Or do you want to
yeah.
you want to private chat me your email and I'll email you after the show?
Okay. All right, Jim.
All right. Bye, Kwaku.
All right. Thank
See
you,
buddy.
Jim.
You got it. All right. Let's start to Fawad. Hi, Fawad. You're on mute, my friend. There you go.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
Good to see you. My question is that I came through the K1 visa and we got married and we went to the green card interview. Everything was good, but the end of the interview, the officer told me that we don't see any problem, and he told me we review your affidavit of support, and we were still waiting for the response of the USCIS.
So the decision was not made if it was approved or denied.
Yes.
When was the interview, Fawad?
November
16 November.
Yeah.
What field office?
Arlington, yes.
Arlington, Fairfax.
Fairfax.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you had a fiance case. You came and got married. You got married within the 90 days?
Yes. Before 90 days.
And you went to your interview back in November of 2021, right?
Yes.
And no decision.
Yeah, no decision.
No.
When did you file the I-485?
It was is it for the which form you said? Can you
the green card? When did after you got married you filed for the green card? When did that happen?
So it was like few months ago, and in January 2021.
So you filed for January 2021. You had your interview in November of 2021 and no decision yet.
Yes.
So your case is about 13 months old total, right?
Yeah. Yes. But he has a work permit. He received it like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that if you don't have a decision by May, then I would sue them.
Okay.
May. So that's 6 months from your interview. Your case isn't that old right now. So I think you can wait a little bit before you sue them.
Yeah, the officer said, I don't see anything in the case, but the case was not the affidavit of support or the sponsor for him was not reviewed by the other officer, so I need to review. That's what he said.
So that sounds like there's something wrong with they did something wrong. What country are you from, Fawad?
I am from Afghanistan.
Afghanistan? Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that's what it is. I think they're sitting on your case because you're from Afghanistan.
We should be waiting for the
I'd say till May. Till
Okay,
May.
till May.
till
Okay.
May.
Yeah, if you don't hear anything by May, come back or call the office and let us know, and we can sue them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much, Jane.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
A lot of people waiting. A lot of people waiting. Alex is wondering about how much mandamus costs. So we do more of these than anybody, and I think we charge somewhere in the middle. So someone told me the other day that they wanted $15,000 to file a lawsuit for his family. A lawyer asked the guy $15,000. It's actually on this show. We charge $4,100 is our legal fee, and there's a $402 filing fee. So it's $4,502 altogether. All right. Let's see. Georgia asks, how long after email the embassy a joint sponsor document should status change from refused? I don't know, Georgia. That can be months. That's not something you want to happen. That they're just not even looking at your file. So that's one of the things that you always want to make sure you have your joint sponsor stuff taken care of so that you don't get dropped into administrative processing. David's been waiting. Hi, David. I think you're on mute, my friend.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Thank you for the good work. I have a quick question. My I-130 was approved last month, and we're trying to do the D260 because we're doing it from abroad, overseas. In the
For
process,
your brother, you said?
sorry, we're doing it from abroad, overseas. I'm married to a
Right.
U.S. citizen, so we're doing it from abroad.
Got it.
I have stayed in South Africa and Israel before I met my wife. And so
Okay.
in the civic document, they are asking for criminal record from these two countries.
That's
Now,
right.
I'm struggling to get, but I'm still working on it. I just want to know, in the worst case scenario, is it something that is really bad, or
Yeah, I don't think they'll give you a visa without it. So I think you need to hire a lawyer, and like a lawyer in Israel and a lawyer in South Africa to go get it for you.
so I need to hire a lawyer in those two countries to get it for me?
That's what I would do.
Uh,
That's what we've told clients to do. Oh, David went bye-bye. Guess he didn't like my answer, or maybe he was getting on the phone to call a lawyer in Israel real quick. But yeah, you need to have that police certificate. I mean, everyone else chime in the comments. But check this out. Dumb Chicken Biryani chimes in. Hey, Jim, I've been on your show twice. Thanks for all the help. Yesterday was my N400 interview, 3-year marriage base that lasted 10 minutes. Approved an oath on the same day. That's what we like. Good job, Chicken Biryani. Love to hear it. Love it when we hear about a new citizen. So that is good news. All right. Goldie's here. Hi, Goldie.
Hi, Jim. Thank you so much for letting me share. I am actually on a B1, B2, and I'm visiting right now. However, I've been visiting states for almost 4 or 5 times, and I'm trying to know what could be my ideal option for long-term work or long-term opportunities. I'm a yoga teacher and I'm a sound healer. So
You're what?
I'm a sound healer, which is like it's a it's a therapy for helping someone to heal. So it's like a sound healing technique, and I'm also a yoga teacher, and I've done like some of the marathons as well. So I'm just trying to figure out what should be the right way to do, like for a long-term opportunity.
As always, there's only 4 ways to stay in the United States: marriage, employment, diversity visa. What country are you from?
India.
So that's out. And asylum. So unless you're being persecuted back in India, that's out. So really, your only routes are either to go to school,
Okay.
like go to school in the United States, that you have to pay for. So that's going to be expensive. Then you can get OPT and maybe an H-1B sponsorship later on down the line, or find an employer to sponsor you now. There's not going to be a real way for you to stay here on this B1, B2 while all this is pending. We've had a few people lately come on the show tell me that they filed for an immigrant visa petition while their on a B1, B2, but that's a bad idea and that's not going to work.
Okay. So, like, even if I go for, I'm thinking of PhD, and I'm trying to reach out to some of the schools. So, if I reach out to some of the professor or some of the opportunity, uh, I hope it would not be creating any issue in immigrations later on when I go to the interview.
Are you going to try and change from a B1, B2 to an F1, or are you going to go back home and apply for a student visa?
I'm thinking of doing it from here, if that is a possibility.
It's gonna be almost impossible because
Okay.
your school year will start and you won't have an answer as to whether or not you can change your visa. Those things are taking a year and a half. So I
Okay.
would encourage, what I would do if I were you is I would contact all the international student offices of the schools that I'm thinking about, start
Sure.
talking to them, maybe go visit them while you're here, then
Yeah.
go back home and apply for an F1 that way.
Okay. And one more thing was like I have some of the business aspiration as well, like as I'm a yoga teacher. So if I collaborate with someone or go for a E2 or find an investor for what I want to do, will that be also an option from here itself, or I will have to again go back? Or how does that work?
I think applying for anything to stay, I think I'm prepared to say that applying for anything that would allow you to stay while on a B1, B2 is a bad idea.
Okay.
Any kind of visa, other than marrying a U.S. citizen, that's it.
Okay.
Other than that, it should all be done through the consulate.
Okay. Okay. So you mean even if it is employer, I should go back and then come back? Is that what you mean?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I think that should be all. Thank you so much.
Have a great day, Goldie.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, David's back. Maybe he called South Africa and Israel. Did you find a lawyer yet to find those documents for you?
Not yet. Like, I'm really struggling with it. So I was reading somewhere, it says like you can click not available or something, then explain details.
I think they might believe you for one country. They're not going to believe you for two. I mean, I can't tell you, David, how many people have told me, Jim, swear to God, there's no way ever I'm ever going to be able to get this police certificate. And we say, we're not filing it without it. They always find it. So you can find a way, David. I trust you. I believe in you. You can find a way to get these documents.
So Jim, if I should get you right, at least if I should get one, that would be enough.
I'm telling you, I believe you can get both, but yeah, definitely one. Now, Bina says that Israel's really hard to get the police certificate, but it is available. So I think they're going to hold you to what country are you gonna is your embassy?
It's in Ghana.
Yeah, dude, they're gonna do it. They're gonna want to not give you a visa. So don't give them reasons to say no. Just do what you can, spend the money, and find a lawyer to get those records.
Oh, yeah. Were you reading a comment that was saying Israel is really hard to get?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, David, we're gonna let you go, brother. All right. Well, hopefully he can get it. Vishu's here. Let's talk to Vishu. Hi, Vishu.
Hey Jim, how are you, man? You hear me?
Good, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, actually, with your client, I filed a mandamus and get approved last year, yeah, July, and I'm now waiting for NVC. I get DQ in December, and I'm in
Yeah.
Australia and waiting for my interview. So, how long after get to NVC? Like,
So if USCIS approved it last summer, we can't sue NVC until like the fall.
wait for one year, like after the DQ, yeah.
Yeah, 1 year after DQ. That's a good rule of thumb.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's it. That's my question. Thank you very
All right,
much
buddy.
for your time.
You got
Thank
it,
you.
Vishu.
Bye.
See you, buddy. All right. So Bina has a lot of good advice. Bina says the certificate from Israel, the police clearance certificate, is not something you upload. Oh no, this is just right for the embassies and in the embassies themselves for the actual interviews. The certificate is not something you upload. It has to be handed directly to the embassy and faxed via the police department. There's no other way to get it. It's not even uploadable. Bina, thanks for the advice. Always appreciate you. Let's see. We got no one in the waiting room, so if anyone wants to hop on, go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to probably wrap early. I'm going to go hang out on the ocean If you guys didn't get a chance to see, let me show you again. If you came on late, I got to show everybody the view here. We're gonna go out and try to see some whales this afternoon. There's the ocean. Maybe get out of the way and show you how pretty it is. We've had a great time. We're heading back tomorrow morning. The Nornator, Nor herself, is upset with us. She's missed us. And she'd want me to remind you that if you really want to follow our silly antics, to come on TikTok. And you'll find us on TikTok at Immigration Hacking. At Immigration Hacking. One other thing, I know it's a Saturday. Everyone's off work. Or most people are off work. If you could go to reviewhackinglaw.com, and leave us a message or a review, we'd appreciate it. A 5-star review would be most appreciated. We got some more people in the waiting room, so I'm going to get to them in just a minute. But remember those two things, at Immigration Hacking and reviewhackinglaw.com. Also, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments. I'm thinking about starting a new website. It's just going to be called Go Ask Jim. GoAskJim.com. We registered the domain. We haven't built it out yet, but I'm thinking that I can send people a text message when we're going to go live, so you don't have to rely on Facebook or YouTube to remind you. If you guys think that would be helpful, leave me a note in the comments. We could also maybe have a private call or do things that would make things a little bit special. But I'm thinking about sort of blowing this thing up. I'm really enjoying the live show. We've gone live almost every day in 2022, and I'm enjoying it. So if you guys think that would be helpful to have sort of like a club or a group where we can alert you by text when we're going live, like today, you know, I forgot to set up the meeting in StreamYard, and this would allow you, it'd be free. I wouldn't charge anything for it. It would just be an alert when I'm going live or when the next time I'm going live, or you could go and check when we're going live. So I would love it if my schedule allowed me to plan out like regular times, and maybe I will at some point. But for now, we're thinking this temporary fix would be to text all of you when we're going live. So let me know what you think about that. And yeah, Alex, we're in Hawaii. We're on Oahu. We went down to Waikiki yesterday. Rocio, I don't know anything about which service center goes faster. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't believe the processing times, and I think every case is different. So I'm never going to have a good answer for you on service center stuff. I just don't pay attention to it because I don't believe it. Every case is different. But if you don't have an interview because you're in Lincoln, Nebraska, that would make me happy. All right, let's talk to Mossadegh. Hi, Mossadegh.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to ask you. So I have a question. So my I-485 that I applied about 16 months ago, and recently I have seen that it was out of processing, and I was with the help of the agent, I was able to create the e-request. And also I have one more issue, that my sister is a cancer patient and she is going through the treatment, but I have two daughters. They are US born, and we never visited back to our country. So my sister wants to see them. So can I make any request for that, like my sister is sick, so expedite my processing? And if I can, then how can I do that one? Do you have any suggestion?
So first of all, let me say I'm sorry about your sister. That sucks. I hope she does better. So you're telling me you are in the United States. You're married to a U.S. citizen. You have a pending green card application. Did you apply?
No, actually, I came on student visa and then I changed to H1B, and my employer applied for EB3. So my wife also on H4. So she is my dependent.
Got it. Did you apply for advanced parole?
Yes, I applied, and that also expired. So I applied for the renewal, but this is still in progress.
And that's what's keeping you from being able to go see your sister.
Correct.
And what was the date that you filed? So has the I-140 been approved?
Yes, I-140 is approved.
And when did you file the I-485?
I-485 I applied on the November 2020.
November 2020?
Yes.
Okay. And you said, so that's outside of regular processing times, right? Where do you live, Masadik? Where do you live?
I live in Pennsylvania, but I applied at Texas Service Center, and then it was moved to the NBC Center, that is Missouri, Louisville, Missouri. It was moved to the NBC Center, and after that, and my last update was on December 2020. After that, there was no update on my case.
So if I were you, I would file a lawsuit against them for your green card and advanced parole. Try to get the advanced parole going quickly, but really, I would just focus on trying to get that green card approved, so that then you can go see your sister and not have to worry about it. And we could sue for your wife and you all in one lawsuit. That's what I would do.
Okay. Thank you for the suggestion.
All right. Good luck, and good luck to your sister.
Thank you.
All right. Let's talk to Will. Hi, Will.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm calling in regards to the I-864.
Yeah.
The sponsorship.
Yeah.
Apparently I sent it to the wrong location. So now I have to redo it and send it to the Portsmouth, New Hampshire address. Does I'm the co-sponsor. Does the main sponsor also have to send it, right?
I would send it all together. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And also with the tax transcripts and financial documents, right?
All of it. Yep.
Even the birth certificate, marriage certificate, and the
all the financial stuff.
Even the documents in Spanish have to be translated with a certified translator, right?
What documents in Spanish are you sending related to the affidavit of support?
They need the birth certificate, the marriage certificate, and a criminal record letter saying that they're not a criminal.
So has the DS-260 been filed and the fees paid?
Oh yeah, everything's done. We're like almost at the stretch run, and we're just
So anything that you want to send in anything that's in Spanish, you'd have to translate. That's correct.
But they have to be like a current edition, because the ones that I sent before were like from 2 years ago.
Yeah, sounds like you need some help, Will. Sounds like you guys are sort of fumbling around in the dark.
Yeah, it's been going on since 2017. And
is this a marriage case?
Parents.
Yeah. I would say call our office and see if we can help get you on the straight path. You guys, the parents should have been here a long time ago.
Because her mother had the interview back in April of 21, and it got rejected because she has to wait for the 10-year ban to be done with, and that ban ends in this November of 22.
So, Will, this sounds like a very complicated, messy case. I think you guys need some help.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because she had, like I said, she had the interview, but now we have to wait for the ban to be over with. But in the meantime, I called previously, and you said to just go ahead and send the I-601, the pardon, the waiver.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. So but if she's coming up on November, I mean, that might just be better to not even mess with the waiver and just, if she did the 10 years, just do that.
Once the that happened to 22, the November 22 ban, do they know that that's out of the way with, or do we have to remind them?
You'll have to remind them. That's a great question. Yep.
Okay, so just email them, fill in the inquiry form when you do questions.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'll let her know what's going on, because she's in Mexico and her daughter's in Pennsylvania, and it's like back and forth through Messenger, and it gets tricky with them.
I'm sure. Thanks, Will. Thanks for calling.
All right, have a good day.
Okay, you too, buddy. That was Will. We got Theory in the house. Hi, Theory.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I can't really hear you because of the voice. The volume is low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, but if I put the phone on in the ears, I can hear you.
What's your
Uh,
question?
yeah, Jim. I have a situation. I applied for asylum since 2015. I have individual hearing this June, like June 2022 in Virginia. And that's the first case. And the second case, I applied before, with my first marriage, I applied for I-130. And we was divorced, and the I-130 was denied. And, you know, that take me nowhere. That took me nowhere. And the third case is like, I was married for the second time. We have now 3 years of marriage with my wife. She's a USA citizen, and we applied for one I-130 since July 2020. Until now, they never respond. No, no, they send me just a receipt. We receive your case, something like that. But there is they never send me a letter for interview. There is no update. If I check my case number, if I check it online, they say only like we receive your case in July 23, 2020. We mail you the receipt number. That the only information I got. But I was asking myself a question. I tried to call immigration to talk to them about my case. They say my case is already in local immigration, like here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And since my case being here in Charlotte, there is no updates. They don't even call me for interview. I went to see a lawyer. They submit inquiry. Since they submit inquiry, the inquiry will expire in next week, like January, like February 14. I will be like in 2 months since I submit inquiry. That's why I'm asking a question. What have to do? Because I call your office because I was mad. I say Jim sue the government easily. What have to do? Sue them? Or if I have to sue them, how much gonna cost? How much you gonna charge me? It look like my attorney. She's scared about suing government. She's scared about suing government. That's why I wanna have give me the directive. What can I do? Because I have also a U visa and pending since 2017. I applied for U visa. Until now, there is no update. I don't know about the three cases: I-130, asylum, and U visa. I don't know what you're gonna suggest me like advice.
What country are you from? What country are you from?
I am from Democratic Republic of Congo.
And does the immigration judge know that you're married to a U.S. citizen?
My immigration judge?
Does he or she know you're married to a U.S. citizen?
Nah, she doesn't know. She doesn't know that. My immigration,
Why?
my judge doesn't know.
Why haven't you notified the court of that?
But I think because I think I have to talk because I have like two attorneys because I don't want to like mix stuff. The one who feel for me I-130 is attorney here in Charlotte, but the one for asylum, before I had only one attorney here in Charlotte, but he told me he cannot go to represent me in Virginia. I took another attorney in Virginia for asylum, and then the attorney here in Charlotte, she's taking care about the I-130. And the attorney in Virginia is like a new attorney. Is a new attorney. I just mail her all of my stuff, and then we have to discuss in Zoom. Maybe it's gonna be an option, like you say. I can tell her to tell the judge that I have I-130 pending. But the attorney in Virginia, her option was let's go do the asylum case and get the approval of asylum.
No. Theory, does your last name start with the letter B?
Please?
Does your last name start with the letter B, like boy?
Nah. My last name is Thierry Kapongo.
Okay, I don't see you in the comment in the system. Can you send an email to the office and we'll follow up? I'll put the email address in the comments and then we'll follow up on Monday. Your problem is you don't have one person looking at the whole case. You have all these different people looking at the case in pieces, and no one's looking at the overall case. Can you send us an email over the weekend and we'll reply on Monday?
Yes, Jim. You have in your system. You have all my information because this I called like 3 days ago because I was looking to speak to you directly, and
Yeah.
your front desk worker, he found me easily in your system.
Oh wait, hold on. I think I found it. Kapongo?
Yeah, Kapongo.
Yeah. Okay, I'll email you here in a minute. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Jim. I wanna speak to you personally.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll set that up for later this week. I'm going to be traveling, and then we'll do it. But we'll do it later in the week. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Theory.
Bye.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for today. We went the full hour. That was fun. We will be off tomorrow, and we will be on at 1 p.m. on Monday. 1 p.m. on Monday. Have a great rest of the weekend. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget, leave us a review at reviewhackinglaw.com. We really appreciate it. 5-star review. Thank you.